Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nando Glorious on Views and I watched Diary of the Dead. Right. Okay, never mind. I thought for a second, wait, is this the right one? But yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, because there's also a remake of Night of the Living Dead, which we're gonna watch after this franchise. Starting Sunday. There's Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, also the remakes of it. So I had to look from. Wait, is this not one that's actually a sequel to the remakes? No, it's from the original, just from the original franchise. Okay, that's better. But let's just start with the movie. We see a building complex, and we hear a boy. I'll give some information. Our address, and then 3 dead, I think. And then a guy comes on screen and does something, probably cleaning the lens of the camera. The camera goes to the left, and we see the police car and 2 officers standing in their doorway. One is talking to the radio, and then the camera zooms in behind them because there is an ambulance coming. The camera moves to the left, and we get a zoomed in shot of the police officer with the radio. But as soon as the ambulance comes driving up, the camera is following that, and it stops right in front of the house. So the guy comes running up to the ambulance and asks if they can move, a bit further, because just slightly further, because they're in their shot, and they're off the news. So the ambulance, drove just slightly further, and it was okay. And then the guy ran back. But I'm gonna leave that, because if you don't know what's going next, watch the movie yourself. Oh, I can definitely tell you that Tony, you're fucking dick, man. I was from, is Tony an asshole? But nah, he's more like a dick. Tony is a dick. Because there was all the news on the radio of okay, people are starting to come back to life, and Tony thought, oh yeah, there's all fake news. Basically, oh yeah, it's all fake. And then later on, from on the news, on television, something from something happened, and they thought, oh yeah, see. So you don't believe the radio news, but the television news you believe. You're kind of contradicting yourself, dude. It was 3 a.m. when they were driving, and somebody says, pull over. After they hit, they came across a scene where a police officer was roasted to death. And they drove further, and then they hit 3 other zombies, but they didn't know they were zombies. They thought they were live people. So it was that 3 a.m. Pull over. Okay, so they pull over, and why the fuck do you pull over? It's 3 a.m. at night, and there are fucking zombies outside. Right, but they don't know that there are zombies. So And then the driver, went outside. Well, there are zombies. Because, she felt guilty that she hit 3 people. And think about it, they're actually zombies, so she did a good thing, but she thought it was actual people, live people. So, with that guilt, she shot herself. And Tony wasn't helping either. Yeah. But, yeah, because she thought there were actual still living people, she tried to kill herself. But if she knew it was there were zombies, they were already dead and shit, everybody knew that there were zombies, because they experienced zombies already, then she wouldn't have done it. So, I feel really bad for her that she shot herself, just for hitting 3 zombies. Well, we know that they're zombies, but they didn't know, So, yeah. Um, there was also an Amish man in the movie named Samuel, and he was bitten in the neck from behind. Just like a vampire from behind, but then obviously by a zombie. And he had size, that usually what you draw with a Grim Reaper, that he has with him, or that you actually use for grain, to cut grain. Um, and when he was bitten, he put his knife right in his head, and also in the zombie's head that was behind him. So, but just without hesitation, just jeez. But hey, now you know for sure that he ain't coming back. But I'm also gonna leave that because if you want to know what's the next watch movie, so obviously. The movie was alright, it was not my favorite of the franchise, but it was alright. So I gave this movie a high 3, low 4. And before I forget, I'm doing YouTube for 3 years today. Yay! So check out my special video that I dropped today. As a thank you for everybody. That's it. I'm gonna leave that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.